Two men, two moments, two completely different diagnoses. But what connects them is something far more unsettling. Neither of them knew what was really happening. And in both cases, the symptoms didn't look the way people expected. One experienced confusion, subtle changes, a body that didn't quite respond the way it always had. The other felt something far more intense, a sudden, severe pain in his chest, sharp, unmistakable, and terrifying. But even then, it wasn't what it seemed. One was a stroke, the other an aortic dissection. Two medical emergencies, both life threatening, both dependent on one critical factor: time. A stroke happens when blood flow to the brain is interrupted. Brain cells begin to die within minutes. An aortic dissection happens when the inner layer of the An aortic dissection happens when the inner layer of the aorta tears. Blood forces its way between the layers of the vessel wall, causing it to split. One affects the brain, the other, the body's main artery. But here's where it becomes dangerous. They don't always look the way we expect. Stroke symptoms can be quiet: a drooping face, slurred speech, confusion. Easy to dismiss, easy to delay. An aortic dissection can feel like a heart attack: chest pain, back pain, a sense that something is very, very wrong. But treating it as a heart attack without recognizing the tear can be catastrophic. In both cases, the window to act is small: minutes, sometimes less. And every second spent unsure is a second that cannot be recovered. Luke Perry, a familiar face, a steady presence, gone after a massive stroke. John Ritter, a man known for laughter, lost to a condition many had never even heard of. Different lives, different diagnoses, but the same underlying truth. The body often whispers before it screams. For a stroke, remember fast: face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, time to call emergency services. For aortic dissection, watch for sudden, severe chest or upper back pain, pain that feels tearing or ripping, fainting, dizziness, or shortness of breath. And most importantly, if something feels wrong, don't wait. Because these aren't just rare medical events, they are moments. Moments where action or inaction decides the outcome. Their stories didn't end the way anyone expected, but they leave something behind: awareness. A reminder that symptoms matter, that instincts matter, that time is everything. Two men the world thought it knew, two diagnoses most didn't understand, and one shared truth: the difference between life and death can be measured in moments we almost ignore. This is Behind the Diagnosis: Famous Lives Untold. Not just the stories we remember, but the lessons we can't afford to forget. This is your host, Zoe Michaels, taking a moment to speak to you directly on behalf of those who every day take calls from patients who sometimes call us with these very same symptoms, calling their primary care physician. In cases such as these that were described in this episode, time means everything. Please, as a person, to you as a person, I urge you, if you have these types of severe symptoms, don't hesitate. Please call 911. Every minute truly does matter. Until next week, be well.